Let's stick with international players being very active in the energy sector in Azerbaijan, also in the energy transition more broadly. And let me welcome Raad al Saadi, Acwa's Vice Chairman and MD, and over to you for your perspective on your engagement here in the region.
Thank you very much. On a personal note, I look forward to one day telling my kids and grandkids that I was in Azerbaijan in the early 2020s, mid-2020s, when it was going through an amazing transition, energy transition, while securing energy security for the world. This is, I think, a unique time that we can't today fully comprehend. I think one day we'll look back and we will fully appreciate what Azerbaijan is doing for the region and beyond. So I want to congratulate His Excellency and the energy leadership here in Azerbaijan and President, of course, of this great republic for this leadership on this very important topic. When Southern Gas Corridor was envisaged, I'm sure there were a lot of doubters. That seemed like a very ambitious project, a project that maybe looked like a lot of money and many, many years. But I think the last few years have shown how amazing that idea was and how effective and how others can learn from that experience. If you look at COP29, COP29 is a recognition from the rest of the world to Azerbaijan, saying this is where we need to get together and this is where we need to discuss the future. So I congratulate Azerbaijan again for the presidency of COP29. Now, in terms of where we are today, I will say one more thing, that many countries, almost every country in the world has a vision for what they want to do for energy. Yet not every country is in execution mode, effectively making that happen. Azerbaijan has a unique position. I'm happy to report that I come from a part of the world, specifically in Saudi Arabia, where that vision of energy transition is also taking place and the execution is well underway. Azerbaijan has a pragmatic view that by 2030, renewables should represent 30% of the energy. In Saudi Arabia, we have a view also, 50% of our energy should be renewable. Back to your point, no one believes there will be 100% anytime soon. In Saudi, we believe the remaining 50% should be efficient gas. We are moving away from liquid fire to efficient gas, but we're also moving towards renewable energy. And we're taking that and trying to take it to the rest of the world. If you look at this region here, for example, and the wider region, if you include Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, we have, as Acwa Power, have projects and investments today north of $15 billion. And in some aspects, we are taking the investments of a single company to become the largest investor of any company in those countries. And the reason is because the energy transition is real and is taking place. We believe that Azerbaijan is the next frontier, is already the frontier today. So for us as Acwa Power, we have between projects under construction, MOUs and implementation agreements and advanced discussions. We have discussions in PV, in offshore wind, onshore wind, green hydrogen, battery storage. Almost every business line we're in, we are either in construction today in Azerbaijan, under implementation agreement, or under advanced discussions. So this makes it fertile ground for innovation, not just project execution. When you execute all of these different technologies, one of the main advantages is, or why you bring a company like Acwa Power, is how do we integrate all of these technologies to create a proper synergy. His Excellency, Minister Shahbazov, was talking earlier today about the synergy between conventional energy and renewable energy. And that was music to our ears. That is exactly, I think, what Azerbaijan is doing and what we're attempting to contribute to. I want to say a couple of other things. Azerbaijan has been a reliable energy partner for the world for a long time, especially the last few years. Those same skill sets, those same muscles will be useful in the green energy future. It is the same. Energy reliability is driven by clear policy, reduction of mitigation of risk, reduction of uncertainty, and bankability, to oversimplify. All of these, if you sit down with the Minister of Economy in Azerbaijan or any of the leaders, you will see that there is a clear line of actions that will move towards an optimum level. So every time I come to Azerbaijan, my confidence increases that we're in the right place trying to do the right thing. I want to add two more things, if I may. One is G2G. I think energy and politics are always going to be tied together. Of course, there is an ideal state where you imagine energy completely devoid of politics, but politics can be positive. For example, G2G agreements have allowed for Azerbaijan to advance, to go to Europe, to find regional agreements like was signed recently with Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, like negotiations with Turkey, with Georgia, it was mentioned. So I think politics, we sometimes use it negatively. I think politics, the way Azerbaijan has done it, is very positive because it is facilitating for more business. If you ask me the one thing that I'm most impressed with in Azerbaijan, it is how we simultaneously here talking about energy security and energy transition. You find that different pockets of the world and different parts of the world talk about one. You'll find usually conventional energy and parts of the world that are advanced in conventional energy will predominantly talk about energy security. And you'll find that renewable energy companies or countries that are advanced in renewable energy talk about energy transition. When you come to Azerbaijan, in the same sentence, you will hear discussion about both energy security and energy transition. You'll hear both about Southern Gas Corridor, but also Green Fuels Corridor. I envy, and I think many people around the world envy that and want to emulate that. And I come from a place, again, in Saudi, where we're also fortunate to see both of these go at the same time. My last comment is going to be on the long-term outlook here. I think short-term, we all have to do energy transition. We all have to, whether it's at a fast pace or a slow pace. But the one part that I've seen done better in countries like Azerbaijan is how do you include more of the population, more of the SMEs, more of the local talent, more of the local production into energy transition. I think early stages of energy transition tend to be, because the technologies are coming from different parts of the world, predominantly imported. And I think as we move forward, you'll see companies, and I'm very proud as Acwa Power, we have, in everywhere we've gone, we've advanced local content, we've advanced localization, and for example, training institutes, vocational training. And I think that's one of the things that we heard the last couple of days now being the focus of attention. And for companies like Acwa Power, that's actually music to our ears. Because not only is it the right thing to do this, but we think it's also good business to be more local. Thank you very much.